I want to talk about this quote that they're saying, the one who triggers you the most is sent to release you from your pattern. Really take that in, because for me, my pattern is to chase and earn the love of somebody that is very emotionally cold. Because I grew up with a dismissive, avoidant dad. So what my nervous system learned was to try harder for somebody who is a mirror of that personality. And this is such a painful dynamic if you're not aware, and it's very confusing as well. So if I meet somebody who's emotionally unavailable, dismissive, avoidant, I can flip into my childhood patterns of chasing and earning their love, and I can have a real compulsion to gain their love, conquer their love. And this before I was healing, this was running unconsciously within me, because that person has such a familiarity with the person who was supposed to love me properly in the beginning, but because of his own capacity and his own childhood, he was emotionally shut down and emotionally cold. This shaped my whole nervous system. So obviously, a dismissive, avoidant person will trigger me to death. So once I'm healing, and I am with someone who's secure and emotionally available, but if you are not healing and you have this pattern, you will find yourself so frustrated with this kind of personality, but you'll also feel a real compulsion to conquer them, because your subconscious and your nervous system, it's wanting to heal that relationship with your dad through this person. Really take that in, because this is your way out of pain. The journey is to warm yourself up emotionally. Stop attaching to emotional coldness. And it's a journey like no other. But if you have a dismissive avoidant that would come into your life and be a mirror and show you this as an adult, it will show you your conditioning from childhood in plain sight. And then you will realize as well, when you're with someone who's secure and available and emotionally warm, that will feel so unfamiliar to you, and you'll realize that your comfort zone, your familiarity, is in chasing and earning the love of somebody who is emotionally cold, because that dismissive avoidant will never turn around and give you emotional warmth once you get so far into it, and they just don't give you the emotional warmth that you are not accustomed to yourself. You could stay in that dynamic for so long, just trying to conquer, and essentially you're keeping yourself in that emotional coldness that you're used to. So to get out of this pattern, and this is the whole reason why I speak so much on this page, is to get women, if they have that same pattern where they've grown up with emotional coldness and now they find themselves really stuck on emotionally unavailable people and trying to conquer them, and it feels bad and it feels frustrating and it feels like an addiction, let those people go. Make a new rule within yourself that says, I do not date people who mirror the personality traits of this emotionally cold person from the past. I do not do that anymore, because then you have a second healing journey, which is when you're with someone who's emotionally available and secure, you then realize that you have to go on a journey of being able to receive love, being able to give and receive love and warm yourself up emotionally. And your nervous system will fight against that kind of dynamic. But this is why you have to have so much conscious awareness. You cannot date people if you have this specific pattern. You cannot date people who mirror that personality from the past. You can't date emotionally cold people. You can't date dismissive, avoidant people who are going to keep you in the familiarity of the past. They're going to keep you in that emotionally cold environment. That is just sticking in the familiar patterns. That is just sticking with your nervous system. It's sticking with your inner child beliefs. See, love does have to be earned. Love does have to be chased. That inner child still feels emotionally cold, and that's what she's used to. You need to come in as the wise adult and start to integrate that inner child and be with people who provide emotional warmth, so that she can then see a different way. It's a healing journey like no other, but I want to unravel this for women who have this pattern where they've grown up with emotionally unavailable father figures. And you see so many people talking about, oh, she has daddy issues. Why does she have daddy issues? Because she's grown up with this emotional shutdown and emotional closeness. So, of course, that is her familiarity now. And for us girls who have this issue, we need to sit through the discomfort of being with men who are emotionally warm. And there are so many of them out there. And then being able to start the journey of receiving that emotional warmth until it becomes familiar and our nervous systems can thaw out and start to relax and trust that process. The more times you go into a dynamic with a dismissive, avoidant, or an emotionally unavailable person, the more you're sticking with that emotional coldness. Really think about that, because this journey is your way into healthy emotional availability. You become emotionally available to yourself, and you realize that this dynamic that you were conditioned to and normalized is not normal. Emotional neglect, emotional shutdown is not normal. So if you're dealing with somebody like that now and they're completely unaware of their pattern, they're a mirror to you to be like, this is triggering me because I grew up in an unhealthy dynamic, and now I'm attached to this same type of dynamic now. But how liberating when you can say to yourself, do you know what? I'm not going to attach to coldness anymore, and I'm going to go on a journey of emotional warmth within myself, and I'm going to trust people who are trying to give me emotional warmth, and I'm going to really let the people go who are allowing me to carry out my familiar, painful childhood patterns from the past. I really hope that helps, because there's no more painful dynamic than being with someone who allows you to just carry on these painful dynamics, and you are unaware and they are unaware, and you're in this push-pull cold dynamic that is just heartbreaking. So think about that, and think about the person you're with. Are they aware or are they not aware? And are they keeping you in that emotional coldness?